Drew finally gets what's coming to him on December 19 General Hospital. Curtis well and truly put Drew is in place. It's a good thing Drew won his political bid because he's out of a job at Aurora as of the December 19 episode of General Hospital. Curtis has taken charge and ripped the company out from underneath his backstabbing former best friend. Drew loses this round. Drew showed up at the office expecting to get down to work and secretly start replacing Curtis, Donald Turner, as the CEO. What happened, however, is Michael, Chad Duell, and Curtis schemed against him, plummeted the stock, bought it out, and effectively took over. Sorry, Drew, you're out of time and out of luck. More. Cameron Matheson promises a bright future for Willow and Drew. The final nail in that coffin was Curtis sliding Drew's nameplate off the door and gingerly trying to hand it to him. Curtis flexed that power and nearly laughed in Drew's face. Don't worry, friend, you'll still make plenty of money with Curtis in charge. Plus, you're still a minority shareholder, so that's something, right? Does anyone feel bad for Drew? No, not a soul. He's more of a mess now than he has ever been. Just look at how he's running around town acting like a fool. Not only did he hop into bed with Nina, Cynthia Watrous, but he also bedded his nephew's wife. Yuck. Can Drew turn it around? As far as most people are concerned, Drew deserves every bit of comeuppance he's facing and everything else that's to come. He went from being a hero in Port Charles to one of the biggest flops. Is there any way for him to redeem himself? First and foremost, Drew needs to get his act together. He vowed revenge against Michael and Curtis, but any move he made would just have him look worse and worse in the public eye. He needs to take accountability for what went down with Willow and Nina and apologize, and not just by saying sorry. He needs to keep his distance from Michael's little family and stay in his lane. Perhaps he should take off for DC and lay low for a little while. Drew's biggest enemy is himself. Keeping his mouth shut and head down isn't really Drew's style, though. He's brash and in your face. It's his biggest downfall, and that attitude will have him doing more and more things he'll live to regret. If Drew can't take a step back and reevaluate his choices, he'll just keep spiraling. Redemption isn't out of reach, but it'll require some serious soul-searching and a major attitude adjustment. For now, it's a waiting game to see if Drew can rise from the ashes, or if his downfall gets what's coming to him on December 19. Port Charles buzzed with an eerie chill, a palpable energy crackling through its winding streets. The whispers had begun early in the day. Something big was going to happen. And at the center of it all was Drew Kane. Drew, ever the man of principle, had spent months trying to right the wrongs he believed plagued his loved ones. From the dangerous dealings with Victor Cassadine to the emotional minefield of his love life, Drew had tried to be everything to everyone. But on December 19, his luck was about to change in ways no one could predict. The day began innocently enough. Drew sat at Kelly's diner, a steaming cup of coffee in hand, as he scrolled through his phone. The text from Carly made him smile, but it carried an ominous tone. "We need to talk. Meet me at the docks. Noon." Drew's brow furrowed. Carly rarely minced words, but her message left no room for interpretation. He was walking into something heavy. By the time Drew arrived, the docks were shrouded in mist, the water eerily calm. Carly stood at the edge, her expression unreadable. Her coat flapped in the wind, and her arms were crossed tightly against the chill. "What's going on?" Drew asked, his voice steady but laced with concern. Before Carly could answer, a sharp voice cut through the fog. "You finally showed up." Drew turned to see Valentin Cassadine step out of the shadows, his demeanor as icy as the December air. Behind him, Victor Cassadine followed, a sardonic smile playing on his lips. "This isn't your usual morning stroll, Drew," Victor sneered. "No, this is about payback." Drew's jaw tightened. "If this is about me interfering in your plans." "It's much bigger than that," Valentin interrupted. "You've been sticking your nose where it doesn't belong for far too long." Carly stepped forward, her eyes darting between the men. "I didn't bring you here to watch this escalate into a fight. Drew, there's something you need to know." Drew's heart pounded as he searched Carly's face for answers. But before she could continue, a loud bang echoed through the docks. Drew flinched, instinctively shielding Carly as chaos erupted around them. From behind a stack of crates, Sonny Corinthos and his men appeared, guns drawn. "Victor," Sonny growled, his voice as sharp as the crack of the earlier shot. "I warned you to stay out of my city." The scene was a powder keg, ready to ignite. Drew felt the weight of every choice he had made in recent months bearing down on him. He'd tangled with too many dangerous players, and now he was paying the price. But just when it seemed Drew would face his reckoning, the unexpected happened. Jason Morgan stepped out of the shadows, alive and well. The shock rippled through the group like a tidal wave. "Drew," Jason said, locking eyes with his twin. "This is far from over." On December 19, Drew finally got what was coming to him, the realization that his past and present were colliding in ways he could never escape.